What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Dan Whitmer of Zen Dude Fitness, and today we're going to be talking about some insane jump rope transformations. So guys, this video is sponsored by Crossrope. They're our favorite brand of jump ropes. If you want the jump rope we use in all our videos, 10% off. That's linked in the description below. Also, we have a free 4-week challenge where basically you get free 4 weeks of workouts and also direct daily access to Brendan and myself for accountability and to help get you started on your jump roping journey. So that's also linked up below. Check it out. So guys, this video is designed to show you some of the many transformations that have been occurring over the past 2 years as people have been jumping more rope and going through some of the Zen Dude Fitness programs. And we wanted to just shed a light on the difference that jumping rope can make when people are trying to lose a significant amount of weight and, more importantly, body fat. So now, one thing you'll notice, most of the people in these transformations are not going to be huge and muscular because, for one, that's not the physique that we promote here at Zen Dude Fitness. And secondly, if you want to get huge and muscular, to be totally honest, you need to do heavy resistance training. Pretty much what I'm saying is in the form of lifting weights. If you want to grow your muscle mass, you're going to have to lift weights. But a lot of the people that I'm about to show you, including Brendan and myself even, lost a ton of body fat, and jump rope is one of the absolute best, if not the best tool for doing so, just because it is a total body workout that works literally every muscle on your body, especially in the calves, forearms, biceps, shoulders, chest, and other areas of your back region. At the same time, depending on if you're using heavier ropes or not, that's also great for sculpting lean muscle and maintaining muscle that you already have because of the resistance, like I said, with heavier jump ropes. The only caveat that I'm going to discuss before I start to get into these transformations is that you cannot lose body fat if you are not eating in a calorie deficit or being in a calorie deficit, meaning that you are consuming less calories than you are expending. That's how fat is lost off the body, and that's what every one of the people that I'm about to show you did a very good job of. So it's a combination of getting your nutrition on point. If you haven't yet, check out our ZDF macronutrient and calorie calculator that's linked up below to figure out how much you should be eating. After that, it's all about getting intense on the jump rope, doing that total body workout that is going to shed off all that body fat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the first dude I'm going to talk about is Mr. EVGEN. EVGEN is a guy from Russia who's been involved with the community for probably about a year now, maybe even a little bit more that we weren't aware of. But we've been following his journey, and let me tell you, it's pretty inspiring. So EVGEN is a guy who's not only lost a bunch of body fat, as you can see from the picture here. One of the biggest reasons he was able to lose that much, and a theme that I'm going to talk about with a lot of these transformations, wasn't just his food, but his consistency and intensity. EVGEN is someone that we've already seen like organizing meetups in Russia with other people in the Zen Dude community, and he's someone that's constantly moving his body. If I don't see him jumping rope in our community, I usually see him posting on his personal social media about doing calisthenics, taking hikes, and just doing things that burn a massive amount of calories. So the biggest reason for EVGEN's transformation wasn't just getting his eating on point, but also finding fun ways to move his body and simply consistency. I see him jumping rope all the time, and that's a big reason why he was able to lose all that fat and keep it off. That's another important thing to mention here. EVGEN is a guy that has looked like his after picture, and he stayed that way. He didn't go back to his before picture. The next one I want to talk about is a Zen Dudette, and this girl's transformation is amazing. That person who I'm talking about is Miss Lily. So the biggest reason for Lily's transformation, from what she mentioned, was obviously that she was jumping rope all the time, but more importantly, she did it so consistently because it was fun. Lily mentioned to me that she didn't like to continue to use the elliptical and be inside the gym running on a treadmill or something like that, and that is what had stopped her in the past from losing weight, where she might have just fluctuated, lost a little bit of weight, gained it back. For her, it was really about finding that fun activity, and for her, that fun activity was jump rope. So when I spoke with Lily, one of the things that I loved the most that she said was, losing weight is always hard, but when you find something that makes you love exercising, it becomes something you crave to do. That message right there was the biggest thing to me, because a lot of people, the reason that they can't get the body they want is because they're not doing activities they actually enjoy. Exercise does have to be something you do consistently for the rest of your life. So if it's going to be sustainable, it's got to be fun. Next up, we have my boy ASHWIN, who has been, I mean, this dude, he's always in our free 4-week challenge group and our dojo group commenting, and he's always moving. This guy is always out. He's someone who's fully embraced the Zen dude lifestyle of movement and doing that through jump rope and a big range of things. So specifically with jump rope, ASHWIN was able to get so lean because he's very consistent with his workouts. It's something that for him is a non-negotiable, and as someone who works a pretty demanding corporate job, exercise is a very important thing to him, and jump rope is a very integral part of that. In particular, ASHWIN did mention to me that he really likes using the 1 pound jump rope by Crossrope, the intensity rope, and heavy ropes are great for losing a massive amount of fat while hanging onto lean muscle mass, as you can see here in his before and after photo. So be sure, if you're jumping rope, to incorporate a number of different ropes to mix it up, have more fun, and get different results. When I spoke to ASHWIN, he said to me, I lost a bunch of weight doing 12 weeks of the ZDF Getting Lean course because I embraced the Zen Dude's philosophy. Work out intensely, eat your macros, find balance in your life, be positive, and most importantly, stay consistent. ASHWIN, my friend, you're an inspiration. The next dude I want to talk about is German. He is a little bit newer to the group, but I love this dude's just attitude because, as you can see, even in his before photo where he wanted to lose weight, my dude's still got a huge smile on his face. He's having fun. Signs of a true Zen dude. So as you can see, German lost a total of about 40 pounds, all by following a lot of the basic guidelines that we do here at ZDF and just getting intense with his workouts and being consistent. The simple same stuff we always talk about. When I asked him about what he loved about jumping rope, he said, "Loved the freedom it gave me, and once I got my jumping rope form sorted, I introduced intermittent fasting and everything went smoothly from there. Was having fun and creating the body I've always wanted with just some little lifestyle tweaks that ZDF provided me with." German, thank you, my man. I appreciate the shout out, but dude, you're the one who did the work. You're the one who put the work in, so everyone should use him as an example. The next dude that I want to talk about, I mean, all of these transformations matter very much to both Brandon and I, just understand that. But this next one is especially important because this dude, Diego, Mr. Diego Wild West, otherwise known as Diego Ramos. Now, as you can see, Diego, and he would even say this himself, he had a lot of weight to lose when he first started his journey. And the reason why Diego was able to lose so much weight was because of his tenacity. He's a guy that I remember coming into the group and openly admitting, hey, there's a change that I want to make, and he went and made it, and he stayed consistent, and he still continues to do so. But it was really his passion behind exercising and being consistent and posting in our group every day and letting people know that he wanted to be held accountable. He wanted to execute the plan for his body that he told himself he would. So when Diego started his journey, he started around 240 pounds, as you can see here, and he dropped the whole way down to about 176. I think he's even lost some after that. But basically, a lot of what he did was just follow the jump rope program that we've laid out, a lot of our YouTube workouts. He also followed our Getting Lean program, which we linked up below as well, which includes nutrition and workouts. When I asked Diego why he loved jump rope so much, this was his answer. Why do I love jump rope so much? Because for me, jumping rope is the best cardio you will ever find out there. It's the cheapest and the coolest too. You can do it anywhere, and also there's a lot of fun involved. Mastering the tricks is something that keeps you trying, and it becomes a challenge until you get it. That satisfaction is priceless. My dude, keep doing exactly what you're doing. Next, my man Dylan, who I met in Boston for a meetup. Shout out to Dylan. Dylan has a great story as well. When I asked Dylan about how he was able to shed so much weight and body fat, his response was, "Lifting weights was always a huge part of my life, but it left me sore and I never felt a complete sense of fulfillment. Jumping rope has allowed me to stay athletic and has given my body a complete transformation." Next up, we have Mr. Michael Connor. Michael Connor is a Zen Dude veteran himself. The reason why Michael was able to get such a shredded and muscular physique was he already kind of had a pretty big frame from lifting weights. He's also in the military, so he was doing a lot of lifting there. But for him, and what I noticed most, is he was a guy who is the best example of someone who used the heavy ropes to shred a bunch of fat. Every video that we've seen of Michael, or most of the videos that we've seen of Michael that he posts in the 4-week challenge or the dojo, are him usually doing something pretty hard and challenging himself, and most specifically, those videos are usually with a heavy rope, whether he's doing double unders with the 1 pound intensity rope or side swipes with a 2 pound Fury rope. He's always incorporating new jump rope styles, new ropes, new workout protocols to try and push himself. Next up, we have the man himself, Mr. Steven Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, this dude, I love this dude. So this guy right here is a very big, important member of the ZDF family. He's actually on the ZDF team and someone who we first, he started working with us simply because he was this super motivated community member who was like, guys, I'm gonna go through a huge transformation. And then he proceeded to go ahead and do that in the woods of Colorado, more specifically, which we find even more zen dude and awesome. But Steven is a guy who just has, again, an incredible tenacity and consistency. Steven was able to go through the transformation that you see here in this photo because the dude jumps rope all the time. And if he's not jumping rope every single day, then he's doing some form, no, that's a lie. He is jumping rope every single day because he's always posting about it. But at the same time, he's always doing other bodyweight exercises and incorporating the jump rope to continue to sculpt that more muscular lean physique like you see here in this photo. When asking Steven about what he likes most about the jump rope, his main thing was the freedom. He has a very young little son. He's a guy who works from home. He's able to stay at home, just go outside, get his jump rope mat out and skip in the middle of the woods doing heavy rope, regular agility rope and everything like that. So Steven's a guy who just stays very consistent and deliberate with his practice, but I don't want to hear any excuses out there because this dude, like I said, literally goes into the forest. He lives in the middle of the forest and he just gets out a mat and jumps rope. You can transform your body anywhere in this world. Remember that. Now the next guy is a pretty interesting transformation because Barry, my man Barry in my home state of Pennsylvania, his story is a little bit more, he didn't have a ton of body fat to lose. He's someone who just wanted to be more muscular, and doing jump rope and bodyweight exercises and a lot of workouts that we have in our program really helped to sculpt that lean muscular physique that he was looking for. And as you see here, it's not that Barry was, again, had a bunch of weight to lose, but he was just a little bit softer and wanted to tone up. The crazy thing that I love about this story is Barry is a relentless guy when it comes to doing the thing. And what I mean by that is Barry's a pretty young guy. He's about 28 years old. He's got 3 kids, a wife, a very demanding job, but Barry still finds time no matter what to make sure that he gets his workouts in. And as you can see, that's why Barry got the results. And lastly, I want to talk about my man Austin Jackson, who lost a total of 50 pounds so far. I say so far because he is nowhere near done. My dude is continuing to lose weight, but I think it's awesome to show an example of a guy who lost a ton of weight simply by doing all the things that we preach here at Zen Dude Fitness. Getting intense during his workouts, jumping rope consistently, practicing intermittent fasting, and eating in a calorie deficit. So guys, in wrapping up this video, the reason why we showed you all these transformations is to show you that it is very possible to get an amazing body and physique result simply by jumping rope and making sure that your nutrition is in check. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a subscribe below, and also comment, ask questions, and if you want to see some other videos that are very similar to this, I link them up right here. Ladies and gentlemen at Zen Dude Fitness, thank you for tuning in today. We'll see you on the next Zen Dude Fitness video.